Happy Homebrew Wednesday, folks. Ryan Patrick Murphy here, drinking a little homebrew. It was just one of these kind of days. Gotta get the big glass out. Of course, this isn't as big as that Brett's Brewery's guy's glass. I've seen mountains smaller than that glass. So how's it going? How's it going? I went to the brew shop the other day and got a new beer kit, a recipe kit. You know, when you say beer kit, it seems to always imply that it's a canned kit or something, you know, like a Cooper's. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but... so what we got? We have a... well, this is premium. It's a premium kit. This is just something that the homebrew shop puts together. This is a mini mash, because I like to do those. Copper toned ale, copper ale. 16 IBUs, 5.5% ABV, and SRM of 5. So fairly lighter beer. If you buy this from them, they put the caps, include caps. I think they're gold caps and priming sugar, which I was like, I have enough of that. So we have the instructions, nifty instructions. Got 3.3 pounds of light LME, 3 pounds of extra light DME. So essentially you're getting the full beer right there. I don't know how it's only getting to 5.5%. There should be more than that in here. Whatever. 1.5 pounds of Golden Promise malt, 1/4 pound of Gold Naked Oats, and 1/3 pound of flake barley. So to say that this only can get up to 5.5%, I think we can beat it in the water. At least, you know, maybe with how the instructions, how he did it, because he actually gives you a grain bag, you know, one of these guys. I don't think you're going to mash very well in one of these. I actually have a nylon grain bag for mini mashes, and so I think I might be able to get this a little higher with what's in here. You know, I could probably get 6.5, 7 out of this. We'll find out. We'll see. You know, maybe I'm just being a little cocky, but I don't know, it seems like that much extract, you should, I mean, that should be 5% there. So we'll see what happens. We have an ounce of Northern Brewer hops at 60 minutes, and an ounce of Styrian Golding at 20 minutes. And this is kind of interesting. So the Northern Brewer hops are 6% alpha acid. And then these golden ones, Goldings, are 1.4. I think this is the lowest alpha acid hop I have ever gotten. It's from Slovenia. Huh. No idea where that's at. Anyway, I was going to do this outside, but as soon as I got out there, got everything that moved out that I was going to show off, girl comes out from downstairs. I think she's from India or something, but so she was talking on the phone and her language, and but you know, free country, you know, but it was like, damn it, you're rarely ever out here. Why'd you wait for me to come out to do it? So that's Copper Toned Ale. I've never done that one before. I think I have tasted it, and it seemed like it was pretty good. But I don't know, I can't remember. It's probably been a while. It's a honey kolsch here. Still got plenty of that in the keg. Speaking of which, look what a Mr. Brett's Brewery brought by this weekend. He showed up in town to pick up my beers to take them to the Iowa State Fair. The first beer that I'm sending in is the, and I'm getting off track here, but it's an all-grain version of the PSA IPA from Brewers Fest. It didn't come out very well. It's the first time I've ever done all-grain, and it didn't come out great, so I'm a little sad, but just not a lot of hot flavor in it. But PSA IPA, you know, it's in regards to prostate exams and whatnot. Well, in the fair I called it the Public Service Announcement IPA. So we'll see how that goes. I'm interested to, you know, just get a review or somebody say you need to do and put more hops in or something. The other one is the Mocktoberfest, which I've told you about before. I called it a To Kill a Mocktoberfest, you know, to kill a mockingbird. But I used, in both those beers, I used carbonation drops. And I'm really not too happy with those. I mean, they are very convenient and kind of nice to have. You know, don't mix up a whole bunch of priming sugar. And if you're just making a couple bottles of beer or filling just a couple bottles, you can just throw one of those in. But it seems like the longer they sit, they just over-carbonate the beer. Because, I mean, both those beers had a little burn to them. I mean, and it was from carbonation. And I like naturally carbonated beers. I prefer it over forced carb from the keg. Really, I mean, usually it tastes better, but those carb drops, I don't know. I think I just should stick to batch priming, or you know, maybe find different carbonation drops like the Muttons. The Muttons drops are kind of interesting because you put 3 to 5 of them in a bottle, and also you know, it's depending on the size of the bottle, but they're really small pellet things, which could be kind of annoying to put, you know, count each of those out or something, but. Anyway, Brett's Brewery. He came, he picked up my beers. I gave him some beers. He's gotten to try both those beers now. He got to take the last Oktoberfest home with him. That was a mini mash, I believe. It was extract. I think it was a mini mash. But he got to take one of those home. He got to take one of the IPAs home. I think he took a cream ale home. Northern Brewer cream ale. And I gave him a Toppling Goliath Pseudo-Sue. Toppling lies in Iowa Brewery. It's pretty decent. Also, you guys are really doing a solid for me. I didn't even know he's bringing this thing I'm about to show you, but I got him a Ruin 10, Stone Ruin 10. That's good stuff. He'd never had it before. It's triple IPA if you haven't had it. 10.8%. I'd always thought I had been getting it since the first year they did it, or maybe I skipped a year, but sounds like they actually came out a year before I started drinking them. So they're seasonal. It's supposed to celebrate like 10 years of Ruination, and so they just went all out and made this beer. It's an excellent beer. If you get the chance, it's about $8 for a bomber, but oh man, it's good. Yeah, I bought 2 bottles because, you know, just to get me a year worth. You gotta be careful. You don't want to drink that stuff and start chugging out other beers afterwards. You'll put your face in the dirt. Anyway, so Mr. Brett's Brewery surprised me with something. We talked about this thing before, and I was going to buy it from him, but, you know, I'll probably buy him a beer sometime or something, so. He brought me a second keg. He got these, because he got several of them. That's a little rough. There's, you know, rusty spots, but he got it for free because it was, what do you say? Like, somebody had them there. It still smelled like it had Mountain Dew in them or something, or pop, and somebody just wanted to get rid of them. They've been sitting outside for a long time, and for sitting outside for a while, they do actually look really good. You know, they look used. There's nothing wrong with the used look. I like that. And I'm not sure if some of the stuff on the outside is rust, or maybe it's like Pepsi or something. It's hard to say, but has a green top on it, and, you know, and I learned something, because this thing has different posts than mine do. They're still ball lock, and mine's ball lock, but if you look at this one close, I don't know if you can see it, it's a 12-point star, and I was thinking, oh, that's just what they put on this, whatever. I could probably just go replace the post with ones like my other keg. So I go look. Apparently, there are different types of posts. There's like an A type, a B type, and a C type. Maybe there's more than that. And it's all dependent on who made the keg. So apparently, maybe some of these posts don't all fit all the other kegs, you know. I'm not sure. Yeah, there's some fuzz on here or something. It's probably because we put some keg lube on there, I think. But, you know, it'd be nice to replace them and clean them up, I thought. Or, you know, and they're looks fairly clean. But, you know, it's been outside. He changed all the gaskets in it. He pressurized it, and it seemed to hold the gas, and it was in his hot car, so it still didn't leak out, or at least we didn't, not that we noticed. I could still probably pull on it and get a little, I mean, there's stuff in it. I think I just got to whiff a Mountain Dew or something. No, just kidding. But no, so what am I going to do? Because I think some of you have seen my Keyser, and it only fits one keg, so It's like, alright, well, I got 2 CO2 tanks, but to carbonate one of these warm would take a metric ton of CO2. I'm not going to empty a whole 5-pound tank to carbonate warm beer. So what I thought, I need to do some research on how much I need to use. You know, I kind of complained about, you know, my beers not seeming to be as good when they're in the keg. And I like naturally carb beer better. Thought maybe I could try naturally carbing in the keg. My current plan is, and I've heard that you don't need to use as much sugar as if you're bottling. But I thought maybe for the first time just do it. And then take it down a notch if it's too much or something. You know, start 2/3, go down to half cup. So my plan is do like I'm batch priming, boil up some corn sugar, 2/3 cup, corn sugar, 2 cups of water, boil that up good, put in the keg, rack on top of it. Don't need to really stir it all up because the yeast is going to start sitting on the bottom. It's going to get the, and as it gets filled up, it's going to, you know, it'll dissolve all into the rest of the beer. And just let it sit for 2 weeks. And then once the other keg is empty, assuming it doesn't empty well before the 2 weeks. Oh, and also after I do that, I'm sorry, I kind of skipped ahead. Once I put the gas in there, or the sugar in there and put the beer in there, top it off with a little bit of gas, purge the gas out, which really don't need to do that. We'll just put some gas in so it's pressurized. So the lid doesn't like drop out or something and then it starts leaking, or just to keep it pressurized a little bit. And let the magic of beer do the rest, or the magic of fermentation do the rest. I could have some pretty good tasting beer here. So that's what I'm going to do with this keg. And if it works, I'll do it with the other keg too. But so that's the excitement here. And I'm sorry you didn't have video last week. I just didn't really have anything to talk about, and I was just out of it a little bit, I guess. I don't know. Didn't have anything to talk about. But hopefully this week I get this copper toned ale brewed. My primary fermenter right now, I have one primary fermenter full. Well, I have a 1-gallon jug full of stuff too, and that needs to be bottled probably, but I'll let it sit another week. The beer I have in primary right now, I need to get into secondary probably, and that may end up what goes in this keg. But I thought I could put it in secondary. It's the ale version of the Continental Pilsner that I did, where I double up the hop additions. So each addition was an ounce instead of half an ounce. I'm hoping that comes out pretty good. Make a decent pale ale. Liberty hops, oh, those are so good. But that's all I got for you this week. So, cheers, 17. Keep your stick on the ice and keep drinking really good beer. See you next time.